has always done things the hard way. He made his millions in Formula One, the toughest, richest and most competitive sport in the world. He's the man who discovered Michael Schumacher and single-handedly took on the might of Ferrari and McLaren. Now, Eddie is facing his toughest ever challenge. He's trying to transform the lives of 8 hardened car criminals.
He likes cars, we like cars. He's got money, we want money.
Let's see what you know about cars.
With just 7 weeks to change their attitudes.
I'm spending a lot of my time, you're spending a lot of your time. What's the problem?
He can go himself.
Make them fit for the world of work.
You're pissing me off.
And build them into a winning race team. Can Eddie get their lives back on track?
This could be our last opportunity to change direction.
Eight young car criminals are gathering at a garage in South London. They are about to embark on a unique project that could change their lives forever.
I think I am pretty good at breaking into cars. The fastest I've done it in is about 30 seconds.
Between them, they've been arrested over 100 times.
I've been in about 100 police chases and upwards. I've been caught 3 times.
Some have spent time behind bars.
When did you come out of prison?
November.
It's all right, at least you comes out of prison before Christmas, isn't it?
2 of them are on tags. As well as car crimes, they've been involved in robberies and violent assaults.
This boy was trying to nick my bike. I started smacking his head in. I put his head through a glass window and everything.
If I get in trouble again, then I'm going back to jail for 3 years. And I really don't see myself doing 3 years.
When it gets dark, I don't know what he's getting up to. I used to be petrified, laying awake at night waiting for him to come in.
Sometimes I worry about him getting nicked. He's been to prison twice and I really wouldn't want him to go to prison again.
15 miles away in leafy Surrey, Eddie Jordan is also preparing for his first day on the project. Eddie spent over 30 years in the tough, competitive world of motor racing. The racing team he built from nothing grew to be worth over £40 million. He has coached some of Formula One's most successful drivers, but this project is going to be his toughest challenge yet.
I believe that we should not throw these lads onto the scrap heap. I want to be sure to give them the chance to put things right. This project perhaps will be the last chance for some of them. I'm going to give it my all to make sure it counts.
Eddie has traded in his jet-set lifestyle in the Caribbean and French Riviera to try and turn around the lives of these 8 young men.
It's not going to be easy, and I envisage that there will be 1 or 2 problem boys in it. These boys can do it. What we need to do is to make them believe they can do it.
Eddie has created an intense 7-week course that he hopes will steer them away from crime.
He likes cars, we like cars. He's got money, we want money.
So I heard that he's a millionaire, look what he's driving at.
I'm hoping that he's going to get stuck in with us, because there's no point him being there if he's not going to help. There's no point him egging us on if he's not going to help either.
My name is Eddie Jordan. All of us here today, including me, have something in common. We all love cars. The problem is that this love of cars has been getting you into trouble. Keep heading in the direction you're going. You could be spending a lot of time behind bars. Over the next 7 weeks, I want to train you up as mechanics, so when you leave here, you'll be fit to enter the world of work.
Eddie has another challenge in store for the lads.
I want you to transform this heap of metal into a force to be reckoned with.
At the end of the project, everything they have learned will be put to the test when they compete in one of Britain's biggest banger races.
You will become a genuine race team, and you will compete with this car in the grand tournament at the Arena Essex racetrack.
I've strategically planned the banger race, and these kids need that sense of pure and total adrenaline rush, which this banger race will give them. And it also gives them a purpose to turn up for work, because at the end of all of this project is the banger race, and the banger race is the thing that's going to drive them.
Having offered them the chance of a lifetime, Eddie's about to find out the extent of the challenge he set himself.
They're making a total mess. You don't know whether or not you're capable of driving that car at that speed. You don't know anything, man, do you? You haven't got a clue.
Do you want to get chopped up?
Go on, wait!
I didn't want it to end like this, you know.
Formula One Supremo Eddie Jordan has 7 weeks to turn around the lives of 8 young car criminals. He's spending his first week working out what makes them tick.
How many times have you crashed?
Into a police car, that was it.
You crashed into a police car?
Yeah, reversed into it.
Eddie's project could be the last chance for these boys to make something of their lives.
I've applied for a lot of jobs, and because I've got a criminal record, most of them have just probably thrown my application on the side, and I never looked at it again.
I can't find a job because my record is bad and I haven't got no qualifications whatsoever.
I didn't get on well in school because I had a big argument with a teacher and I hit him and he fell down the stairs and broke his arm.
They are not all bad boys. They can be changed. Circumstances have put them in this position, either through family environment, schooling, bad friends, bad company. But I do believe, by and large, the vast majority can be changed.
Before the course starts, Eddie's trying to work out the lads' strengths and weaknesses. He's curious to find out what they already know about cars.
I want to see how long it takes you to get into this car. Here's your tools, and I want you to wear the gloves and the goggles. Break into the car as quick as you can and get the engine running. I'll be surprised if he doesn't have this started in a couple of minutes.
Get that bit off. Get that bit off and you can reconnect it. It plugs in.
Moss, get it at the back. He's finding it hard to cut the wires.
Stay. No small screwdrivers. Who's got a key?
Look in the car. There's always something in the car you can use, man. Window wiper. Black box.
That's a black box.
Ignition switch.
Ignition switch, yep. This will make your car get taken.
Next to try is Dave, who takes a very direct approach.
He got nicked. He got dabbed, didn't it? Tell me if you got nicked.
As a car thief, that's the biggest mistake I've ever seen anyone pull off. Running with a hammer and go!
At 17, Dave is one of the youngest on the project.
When I get chased by police, it's like an adrenaline rush. I'm like, yeah, come on in, I'll do this. But like, if I get close to getting caught, I'm like, I can't get caught, go faster. In total, I've been arrested for 23 offences. I've been convicted of all of them.
He's the only one that used the hammer to break the window. A hammer, bro.
Started.
You've obviously nicked a few of these in your time.
Maybe. In a way, I'm a bit ashamed that I know how to do it, but then again, I do find it quite cool.
You got David now with a hammer smashing the window and robbing a car in like 2.5 minutes. That's a record for me.
Amongst all the lads, the most prolific offender is Richie.
He knows what he's doing. He's a bit of an expert at this.
Fell in love with cars from a young age. Out of a car you could get sex, drugs, money, friends, popularity.
With a 2-year-old son to support, Richie has decided it's time to change his ways.
The worst case scenario is me ending up back in prison. If I get angry at something, I'll go and do something stupid, which usually involves nicking a car or nicking something or breaking something and getting arrested for it or having a fight.
This is your patch collar, mobiliser. This is how you rewire it.
The way Richie broke into it was impressive. He done it fast. He didn't waste no time looking for nothing. He knew where everything was.
This is your black box.
Richie has been stealing cars for 6 years and breaks in far quicker than any of the other boys.
How many times have you been done for nicking cars?
I ain't been done for nicking cars a lot. A lot, as you can tell.
The exercise is a real eye-opener for Eddie.
They knew all about the black box. They knew all about the tricks of getting into the car, and they didn't hide that from anyone. Normally, you would imagine that kids who have been in trouble of this nature would try and shy away and not let on to people what they knew. But that wasn't the case here. They were very happy and very proud with themselves that they knew how to break into cars.
Look, I just nicked your car.
The skills you've just shown me, I'm not sure what they're going to do for you. They're always going to get you into trouble. We're going to teach you a different set of skills, skills that you can hone and make good and hopefully will be part of your future, give you skills for your life and for your employment.
It's almost time for the lads' training to begin.
Grease lightning, man.
This reminds me.
But with a history of violent and aggressive behaviour amongst the group, Eddie needs to lay down the law.
Before we get to work, I need to make some very serious ground rules here. So I want you to make sure you adhere to them at all times. There cannot be at any time any threatening behaviour. No drugs, no drunkenness, no absence without a very good reason, no weapons of any kind to be brought onto the site. And finally, I want to see no violence whatsoever between any of you. Now, I don't want to have to come down on you very hard for any breach of these rules.
Eddie's plan is that in 7 weeks, the lads will leave his project with a recognised motor industry qualification. But first, he needs to find out if they know as much about fixing cars as they do about stealing them.
Before we start the business proper, I want you to do a few little easy warm-up practices. We've got the tools here, got the cars. I want to see you changing the wheels on this car as quickly as you can. This is the most basic thing you can do with a car. This should be so easy for them.
Find a solid point behind the wheel.
These guys seem to be doing a good job.
As long as you've got the right tools, you can spin a wheel off in about 30 seconds.
18-year-old Garth and 17-year-old King are struggling with this supposedly simple task.
So, what's the problem?
The pump don't work.
Can you not get leverage?
It's not pumping. If it goes up, it goes back down. Thanks.
Go on, do it again. Yeah, there you got it. There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
With only 7 weeks to go, it seems that these car-obsessed criminals can't even change a wheel.
It doesn't really fill you with confidence, does it? I mean, what are they going to be like when they get to the harder stuff? They're making it look so hard. It's like chore to them. They're actually really struggling.
He's gone the wrong way, isn't he?
Hey, Garth. Yeah, lefty loosey, Garth. Righty tighty.
God, I think we have a bit to do here. This one is pretty grim. We're struggling to get even the tyre changed. You know, I know the nuts are on very tight, but they're making a total mess. For a young fellow like him, strong, should be so easy.
Long after all the other lads have finished, King and Garth are still struggling to complete the job.
Look at what we had to work with.
This is a 2-ton jack, bro.
This
can lift a van.
This jack is older than me.
This is a 2-ton jack, bro. This thing can lift a van.
Yeah, it can lift the van, but it weren't helping us lift that.
Garth's volatile temper earned him 2 months in prison when he committed a violent street robbery.
The victim got severely beaten up and had to have medical attention.
If he reoffends, he'll be back inside for 3 years.
Been out now, I've seen the light, converted to Islam, just trying to turn my life around now, really.
So, how'd you find it?
I found it difficult because we had the oldest car.
We didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, there's a H reg. And
forget the regs, yeah. I'm talking condition of the car. Our tyres were more rusty.
I hope you're not going to be an excuse maker.
I'm not an excuse maker.
Because I'll be listening and watching.
That's good.
We're all part of a team. You had a partner, and between you and your partner, this car was a little bit slower than the rest of them. So we need to see whether it was the car, and time will tell us.
He's got 2 minute excuses for no reason. You get me? The only reason why the wheel didn't come off quick enough because he didn't know what he's doing.
For Eddie, today's been a first taste of the challenge ahead.
That was supposed to be the easiest of all tasks, just a warm-up. And quite honestly, half of them couldn't do it properly. It's going to be much more difficult than I first thought, and I have a lot of work to do to get these boys into shape. I don't like failure, and I'm going to have to crack the whip to make sure we don't fail on this one.
The lads have made it through their first day.
It's like a lifetime ambition I've always had to meet a person that's been involved with racing. Ever since I was a little kid, I said to my mum, I want to do Formula 1.
Come on, he's come down to a garage in a suit. That doesn't work.
What I've noticed with the guys is the fact that there's a lot of testosterone around. When you get a group of lads with them, when you've got a group of adult lads, there's always that bravado thing, and there always is a bit of competition anyway.
I'm not really used to an environment like this. It will just take me a little while to get used to everyone.
Easy, yeah? See you tomorrow.
I just aim to see what happens tomorrow. I hope it's not this morning. I hope we get to drive or something tomorrow.
Beckton in East London has amongst the highest crime rates and the highest levels of unemployment in the capital. It's home to Mosh and Myth, the only two people to know each other prior to the project. They're typical of many teenage boys growing up in one of London's toughest areas.
The streets are fun, the streets are real. Back in the day, I used to steal, now I deal. Life is hot on my block, round the corner from the shop.
That's the hot spot.
Mosh began stealing and joyriding cars 3 years ago and has no intention of changing his ways.
If I was in my car revving up my engine and any person just walks past being nosy and telling me to stop, I'll tell them shut up, mind your business and walk home before you get hurt. Ads, do a wheel spin. Yeah, do bad shit.
Look at the state of the wheel, he snapped his axle and everything, the mug. Man.
Myth's first offence was for aggravated taking and driving away.
I started nicking cars from when I was about 14 years old, 14, 15. I've broken into about 50 cars. With a stolen car, yeah, everyone, they'll just start doing anything. Even if it's to crash the car into the wall for fun, they will do that.
Eddie's travelling to meet Mosh and Myth on their own turf.
I've been to some really, really difficult places in my travels, but none of them ever like this. I just hope I can get out of here intact. I think we've all been bad lads one time or another. When I was younger, of course, you know, we were all tearaways, and I did certainly things that was going to get me into trouble. Regularly, when my dad had gone to bed, I'd take the car from the garage and go off at night, and luckily, I grew out of that.
Tonight, Eddie's trying to find out how and why they steal cars.
It's not for sale, sir. Look what he says.
Nothing valuable is in the car. Coded radio. This car, too easy. Either bend the door back or take the window out. Break the steering lock, black box it. About 30 seconds, I would say, man.
Do you ever think about the pain that it causes somebody out visiting some friend, coming out, somebody who's not well, sick or that, and you've just stolen their car? Do you ever think about that?
No, not me personally, anyway.
It's just fun.
As long as I'm having fun, it's all right.
So, I'm going left here?
Yeah, left.
So what happens if you see
keep
a
on looking on your rear view mirror. Take a chase.
You do a chase because that's exciting. Can they keep up with you?
Depends on what car we're in.
Is everybody screaming in the car or is it very calm?
No, it's calm.
It's calm because everyone's paranoid.
No one's talking to the driver.
Well, the driver's just keeping quiet because he has to keep his eye on the road.
He's paranoid. When you're in a stolen car, yeah, see your left leg here where your clutch is here, it always shakes.
Straight up.
It shakes?
Yeah, my leg anyway, it always shakes. Don't know about you.
That's my leg as well every time.
Let's say you're a joyrider and an innocent person is driving down here with his mother and the granny and one of his kids.
We don't think of bad things, man. I don't think of bad things.
Yeah, but of course it can happen. You have a deadly weapon with you. You have a fast car, and you don't know whether the car is able to do that speed. You don't know whether or not you're capable of driving that car at that speed. You don't know anything, man, do you? You haven't got a clue. Tonight has been a huge revelation because I've seen an insight into particularly Mosh and Miff and what excites them, what thrills them. And my real target and my challenge now is to, if you like, take that thrill and generate it into something that is more meaningful.
Soon, Eddie will try to answer that challenge. Eddie tries to redirect their love of speed.
It's a privilege for us to get to watch him do this, yeah?
And shows them what they could face if they don't stay on track. Eddie Jordan's mission for the first week of his project is to get 8 young car criminals to take what he's doing seriously.
Some of these boys are absolutely rooted in crime. The idea of going to prison is just a natural part of their future. But they need to get back on the right side if they're going to be straight. They need to make the most of what they're learning. They need to get into work and they need to look to a new future.
Throughout the project, Eddie is planning activities that will challenge the lads' criminal attitudes and behaviour. Today he has asked 4 of the lads to bring along a friend or relative for a trip to Peterborough. He sent the project's youth worker, Vinay, to escort them. But before they even set off, there's a problem.
Hi, Mr. Mosh. How long do you reckon you'll be? Roughly? Half an hour. Try and get here ASAP.
An hour and a half late, Mosh and his friend finally turn up.
Huh, look how you call this, blood? Man, them could have been Peterborough by now.
Well,
2-hour drive now.
Yeah, good evening to you guys, by the way.
The course is only 3 days old, but Mosh is already in Eddie's bad books.
I'm going to nail that Mosh because he just completely around this morning. An hour and a half late, he's destroyed and disturbed the whole day what we're trying to achieve here. And I'm just trying to think if that happened in a motor racing position like in the old days, if you just go without him and that'd be the end and there'd be no job for him when he came back. And I think that's the problem. I think life is too easy for Mosh.
Today's experience will target their dangerous addiction to car crime.
Yeah, there's no adrenaline rush like being chased by the police. Like, there's nothing like it.
When I get chased by police, it's like an adrenaline rush. I'm like, yeah, come on in, I'll do this. I'm like excited because I like going fast and not having to stop for traffic lights.
Emergency services have recreated a typical joyrider car crash. The lads, their friends and family members will be cut out of the wrecked vehicles.
What we're doing today is to help these kids realise the error of their ways. But in reality, it's something that we face quite regularly in and around the city.
Can I have the Civic now? Need the parts. Give me the keys.
For the lads, it's a bit of a laugh. For Eddie, it couldn't be more serious.
We have to start off by making sure that the people realise what can happen. It's not just stealing a car, it's not just going around corners fast. It's this kind of situation.
All right, mate, just stay exactly where you are. Don't move, OK? Don't move.
The firemen and paramedics treat the incident like a genuine crash.
Can you hear me? Yeah. OK, don't move. OK, can you hear me in the back? Yeah. OK, don't move your head. Just keep looking on.
Just keep looking straight ahead, OK? Just relax. Keep nice and still and don't move your head.
Recently, we had just on the outskirts of the city, a youth who was killed in a vehicle that was stolen. Where his cousin was driving the car. So it's something, this incident, I can relate to personally because it's something that happens.
Just keep your body nice and straight and just bring your legs round and drop them onto the floor here.
Legs all right? Yeah? All right. Go nice and steady.
The lads are all removed. Now they must wait for their friends and relatives to be extracted.
Where's your little brother? Is your little brother at?
No, he's still in.
What the f***, bro?
Nah, he's not. He's still in there. He's still in the car, man.
Dave's girlfriend is next to be removed.
Are you trying to get back? You're tight.
Obvious head injuries and possible chest injuries as well.
Just slide her off a little. Hopefully she can get enough on here without
to get to here. You want some screaming?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, left.
We have someone actually taking some weight.
If I ever did that to her, then I would never forgive myself.
Just for a joyride, all this. If you're legit and it's an accident, then it's different. If you're two people in a car just driving, showing off, and you crash it like joyride in the back, you feel worse.
Right, when I was sitting in that driver's seat and we were all sitting in there before any of the ambulance crew showed up or anything, yeah, we were all giggling in about saying, yeah, this is going to be jokes. Yeah, but when all those ambulance crew came up and paramedics and God knows what, it just suddenly went dead in there. We were all quiet, we were all like, what's going on, what's going on? Even like a simulation, yeah, watching your girlfriend being taken out from the back of a broken up car and getting her dragged off in an ambulance just because you wanted to have a little bit of fun, it ain't worth it.
Passengers in joyriding accidents are killed much more frequently than drivers. There's one last person still in the car. Mosh's friend, Ali.
Confirmed death to 3:10.
We have to understand how painful and how upsetting and how destructive all of this is. And it starts off with a bit of fun, and it can add pain for everybody.
Knowing that I killed my friend, like...
Did that have an impact on you?
Big impact. It's gonna stay in my head, like. It's not gonna go. I'm gonna go home, think about when I'm like on a Friday night, just driving, and that happens.
The day has unsettled the lads, but it has been a success for Eddie. Even Mosh's lateness is put to one side.
I was going to speak to Mosh, but I've had a little bit of a think. And I think he's quite traumatised. I think they all are. I think what has happened here today has brought reality home. They had no idea stealing cars, having fun, joyriding, what it can cause. So I'm going to leave my bollocking for another day, and I'm going to kill him.
Eddie's got one further stop off today. Lambeth is one of London's most dangerous boroughs. There were nearly 300 crimes involving firearms in 12 months alone. It's home to Garth.
Hey man, Garth, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for seeing you.
Garth has been on a tag since his release from prison 2 months ago. He couldn't take part in today's exercise because his tag places him on a strict curfew.
So how long have you been wearing the tag?
About almost 3 months from tomorrow.
I haven't seen a tag before. Are you happy to show me your tag?
Oh, it's fine. It's government property. There you go.
Okay.
Like the society nowadays, anyway, they will look at you like you're some criminal. Oh, I wouldn't trust him with doing this, and you know what I'm saying? They just look at us as like we're outcasts and we're not supposed to be in the same society as them, which is like I feel that's wrong.
Because his mum is a single parent, Garth played a key role in raising his younger brother and sister until he ended up behind bars.
It must have been very hard for your mum. You realise how hard it was for her?
Yeah, it was very stressful because where I used to come home and look after my brother and sister, my mum wouldn't have to worry about anything.
Any future offences will see Garth locked up for 3 years.
How sure are you that this won't happen again?
Well, I'm more than certain that this is never going to happen again. I will never see the likes of prison ever again because I just know that that is just not my sort of life that I want to be living. Because like, I wouldn't want my little brother to be going in jail. That's why I'm trying to teach him that it's not about going in jail.
He's made some mistakes. He knows made some mistakes, and he's happy to admit to that. And my big hope is when that tag comes off that he doesn't get himself into trouble again. See you on the course during the rest of the week.
Yeah.
You mind yourself.
Yeah.
See you, man.
At the garage, the 8 lads are continuing their training in mechanics. Tomorrow, they'll be assessed on what they've learned this week.
Crack the wheel nuts just half a turn. If you undo them any more than that, you've got the whole weight of the car on the wheel studs and it'll damage the threads.
Most training schemes for young offenders are plagued by high dropout rates. To keep the lads motivated, they will be competing as a team in a high-profile banger race against experienced drivers. On the race day, they will each have specific roles. Unsurprisingly, there is one job that they are all rooting for.
I'd much rather be a driver, I'd much rather be in the car, out there, cars coming flying at me, because it's just the thrill of it. I mean, some of them might be scared, might think, oh God, what have I got myself into? But me, I'm on it.
I don't want to be a mechanic standing there while everyone's driving. I want to win something. I'm competitive. I really want to race like that.
To get an idea of their driving ability, Eddie's arranged a trip to the go-kart track. Eddie's motor racing career began in karting 35 years ago, when he won the Irish Karting Championship.
Today is, for me, all about motivation. I really want them to experience the thrill and the excitement of what goes on at karting, because it is phenomenal. And compare that against perhaps the so-called short-term thrill of stealing a car, because I'm not sure it is the same thrill.
I'm hyper. I want to get on that track now. I've seen it. I'm hyper about that corner, because I reckon I'm going to skid out and hit the grass and do some stupid
I've sort of been trying to plan a racing line around it, so I'm sort of just, at the moment, I'm just sort of trying to figure it out. Why everyone's sort of going, yeah, we're going to go fast around it. I'm going to go fast, but I'm trying to figure out my racing line at the moment.
Eddie has trained Formula One world champions like Senna and Michael Schumacher. Now he's sharing his expertise with 8 convicted car criminals.
85% of the current Grand Prix grid, the drivers, they've started in something like this. Everything that you can experience in the field is exactly what you would feel in a Formula One car. Today, of course, the track is damp, so very important that actually the person who will be quickest today will be the smoothest, the person who is able to feel all of the intricacies of the track and the car and to feel part of it. Let's hope we have a nice day, and we'll see who's going to be the quickest.
I ain't going to be down the back, I'm going to be up the front somewhere. I'm going to guarantee it. He's got to have it out.
Look, stop. You blocked it.
I'm next, you know. Oh my days.
Is this the break, yeah?
He snaked the back end a couple of times. Yeah. He just don't care. Look, he's just throwing it into the corners. He's a nutty little boy, man.
I honestly say, I think there's a new record.
Look at you.
I reckon I've won.
Who's the world champ? Like, yeah, I won, yeah.
I think it has the desired effect. I mean, when you see Gard come out like that, I've never seen such a look, so passionate, so happy with himself, what he's done in front of his mates.
This is the one, this is the one.
This is the one. This is everything that I'd hoped
Right
it would
now,
be.
yeah, the
It would give them a sense of pride, it gives them something that is a thrill, which is exciting, but which is clean and fun.
There's a hell of a lot of competition between them. They don't want to lose. Not one of them wants to lose.
I'm just gonna drive mad, basically, man.
Drive as if there's old Bill behind you.
Yeah, man.
Eddie, would you jump in the car with him?
I now know why he's been caught by the police so many times. First thing that Mosh has to learn about karting is that the track is the black stuff, not the green stuff. That's the grass. Can't go quick on grass.
Richie, who claims to have been involved in over 100 police chases, is last to take the wheel.
Well, I got my money on me. I'm gonna be the top one. I've told him the home secret. The home secret. Lean into the corners.
Only place I don't want to come is last.
Today is the first indication of who might get to drive in the banger race in 6 weeks' time, and the race result holds a few surprises.
8th or last, whichever way you want to take it, at 56 seconds, 78, Dave.
I don't get that because Aaron spun out more than me. I don't know what went wrong. I don't want to be no manager, no back team, no pits, nothing like that. I want to be out there racing.
All very tight in this particular area. In 53.05, Garth. That surprised him. He thought he was King Cool.
I feel like I got robbed for some seconds because I didn't slide out. I hit the corners at speed and I don't know what I did wrong in it.
Yeah. All that remains is for Ready to reveal who was fastest. Are you ready?
Richie!
I knew it, bro. I knew it. That's the only time. You got 2 seconds in front of me.
It was quite an eye-opener today. Like, I got to see a lot of different sides to people and the competitive side and how much they want to win this.
Come on.
The most competitive person was definitely Garth. Garth thought he had it in a bag. As soon as he finished his lap, like, so when he heard that I beat his time, he was a bit saddened, I think. I think Dave's proper depressed about coming last. I think he's heartbroken. His face sort of went from up here to.
This has so pissed me off. It's unbelievable. And it's only over a go-kart race. Yes, my first time, but still, if I was in a car and that was a car racing track, I know I could do a lot better.
Most of them impressed me. They all tried extremely hard. The drivers who thought they were going to be quick, the drivers who really want to drive in the race, particularly Dave, he's so disappointed that he wasn't as quick as he thought he was going to be. And that's a great indication for me because I can see that there is a determination, there is a real pride in what he wants to achieve.
There's still one driver to compete. Eddie hasn't karted since he was 24, but today he'll take to the track again.
I am particularly rusty. I'm sure some of these young boys are going to take great pleasure in beating the pants off me today.
So Eddie, how do you think you're going to do on your laps?
Why don't you tell me? How do you think I'm going to do?
Well, considering you've been doing this for a while, I reckon you're going to do amazing.
I'm an old man. I'm beat up.
Don't mean nothing.
No, you still
I'm
got
on
experience
Saturn.
behind
I've got
you.
high cholesterol.
Watch his technique now.
Yeah, look.
He goes out and in.
Hitting the curbs. Look, he's using the curbs. Every curb, boom. I used every curb on that bit as well. can. He's running wide out to the next corner, and then he's cutting right across the curb. And then bang, back on the accelerator as he exits the corner. It's a privilege for us to get to watch him do this, yeah? And he's showing us how it should be done, like.
Nearly 40 years older than the lads, Eddie manages a lap time of 47 seconds, beating them all by more than 2 seconds.
That was fast, Eddie.
Well, I don't think I'd have been able to live it down if I hadn't have beaten them. But it's also part of, you know, I'm pleased that I was fastest, not because I needed the ego trip, but I think it was important that they could see that I'm spending time with them because I want to spend the time.
I'm impressed with Eddie because he's shown us that the old boy still got it.
I'm not asking them to do things that I'm not prepared to do myself. You know, I'm prepared to go the last inch. I need them to do it too.
As the first week comes to an end, Eddie's progress with the lads is about to be severely jeopardised.
Allow what you
You know what they've done now? They've just caused a big rift.
Don't let me see you or have to give out to you again, or else don't bother coming in.
It's nearing the end of the first week. Eddie's been getting to know the 8 car criminals on his project.
I'm really pleased how things have ended up. The lads really enjoyed the karting yesterday. I think the message is finally getting through to them. We're making a lot of progress now.
The lads are being trained for a qualification in mechanics.
Morning, gents. Morning.
Overalls, boots. Let's roll.
Today, they face an assessment of everything they've been taught so far.
What's the minimum tread depth?
1.6. Yeah, but where? It's in 3 places across the tyre, innit? That you've got to have the minimum tread depth, and if it's not in them 3 places,
You're pretty close. 1.6 mil.
Yeah.
As the boys are finishing dressing, Garth notices that Mosh has put on his boots.
You've got boots, man. Come on, go. Let's get ready.
Don't get rude.
How you getting tacky, G? But you're an East boy, you know.
What about East boy?
Listen, both of you, it don't matter.
What about
You've got some boots now.
Get chucked off. Do you want to get chucked off?
This is him, you know.
It's a
I
fucking
didn't
ruse.
do
Allow
nothing.
it.
Show me I'm a
Do you want to get chucked
do me
off?
nothing. So he's a
If you don't want to get chucked off,
Are you going to do something then?
Are you going to do something? Walk away. Are you going to do something? Go on, go on.
I will punch out your face, you know.
Allow what you stop.
Hello, bro, I will punch out your face. Like, you're not a bad boy, innit? Are you a bad boy? I will punch out your face.
Go on then. Go on then.
Like you're a bad boy.
Are you a bad boy? Are you a bad boy? Are you a bad boy?
Garth is walking a tightrope. One more serious fight would see him sent straight back to prison.
I'll punch him in his mouth for boots. For boots, for boots, bro.
Exactly.
For
Why are you doing it? Why are you doing
for boots?
Why are you
I'll
doing
punch
it?
him in his mouth. I just come out jail, you know. I don't want to go jail back to film, you know.
Well, stop it then.
I'll
Over a
punch
pair of
him.
boots.
Long it then. Long it then.
Are you going to go down over a pair of boots?
For a pair of boots. Here, you better go. This, bro. You sick. He's a bad boy, yeah? He's a bad boy. I haven't said nothing, you know. I said raw. I never see you wear them boots. Like rare. I said raw. I swear I see you wear them size 7s. He tried to say I'm chatting. And I told him raw. Why are you talking like that? You're not a bad boy. And then he called me a.
They should have let that run.
Breaks up the team.
That's it. Look what they've done now. They've just caused a big rift.
We've got to work as a team. With them fighting, we can't do nothing. If they're going to carry on fighting, that means we're going to end up losing 2 members. And this is what it's about. We've got to work as a team and sort our problems out.
I didn't want to come here and having to just like fight all the minute, like fight all the time. Because raw, every second I'm fighting. It's always me. I'm fighting people. I didn't want it to end like this, you know.
With a breakdown in discipline and Garth having walked out of the project, Eddie needs to take control of the situation.
Let me tell you, this is a time for you to think about Mosh and no one else. What was the first thing I said to you 1 week ago today I gave you a list of things about drinking and drugs and all that. What was the first thing I said?
No fighting.
No threatening behaviour. We are a team. Not I am a team, we. Get that through your head. You are disruptive. You're a bad influence. You have to make sure that you work hard with these guys. Now, I'm going to give you one final chance. No more grief. Do you understand? Don't let me see you or have to give out to you again, or else don't bother coming in.
Alright then.
After feeling we were really going somewhere, it's one step forward, 2 steps back. If the lads can't control themselves, this whole thing will unravel. I'm going to see this thing through. I'm determined, but it's going to be a lot harder than I first thought.
Eddie Jordan has always done things the hard way. He made his millions in Formula One, the toughest, richest and most competitive sport in the world. He's the man who discovered Michael Schumacher and single-handedly took on the might of Ferrari and McLaren. Now, Eddie is facing his toughest ever challenge. He's trying to transform the lives of 8 hardened car criminals.
He likes cars, we like cars. He's got money, we want money.
Let's see what you know about cars.
With just 7 weeks to change their attitudes.
I'm spending a lot of my time, you're spending a lot of your time. What's the problem?
He can go f*** himself.
Make them fit for the world of work.
You're pissing me off.
And build them into a winning race team. Can Eddie get their lives back on track?
This could be your last opportunity to change direction.
When Formula One Supremo Eddie Jordan first met the 8 car criminals, he underestimated the scale of the challenge he had undertaken.
Okay, let's see what you know about cars. He knows what he's doing. He's a bit of an expert at this.
Now you should strip the wires back, join together, boom, started.
Aiming to create a race team, Eddie started training them as mechanics.
We're struggling to get even the tyre changed. He's gone the wrong way, isn't he?
Yeah, lefty loosey, right excited.
Eddie turned them into victims to try and break their criminal mindset.
Just for a joyride, all this.
No one should have to go through this.
Needing drivers for the future banger race, Eddie pitted them against each other on the track. And then showed them how it's done.
Watch his technique now.
Yeah, look. It's a privilege for us to get to watch him do this, yeah?
Despite beating them on the track, Eddie's fight to turn these lads around had only just begun.
Go on! Punch on your face. Go on then.
I didn't want it to end like this, you know.
You're a bad influence. I wanted you out of here. I don't like failure. I have a lot of work to do to get these boys into shape.
This week, Eddie will be picking one of this motley crew to become his team boss for the final race. The job requires good motivational skills and the ability to lead by example. He's about to find out just how hard this search will be.
I want to see who can give orders.
Right.
Oh my God! Who can keep their head.
Don't talk to me, I'll sort you out right here.
They're now starting to fight with each other.
I'm not doing it, that's the end of it.
You've got to believe more in yourself.
I just hope he doesn't do something wrong, because I think the team's going to kill him.
Yeah, Richie, is that the half-inch or the quarter-inch drive? Half-inch.
Eddie's project includes 3 days a week of mechanics training. At the end, there'll be the prospect of gaining a qualification.
No messing around. Anybody flouts the health and safety, then you'll be excluded. Are we all clear on that, guys? Yeah, crystal clear.
With the help of trainers Phil and John, Eddie's offering the lads the opportunity to turn their backs on crime.
There are 3 different types of setup internally for the shock absorber, but I'll get you the paperwork and go through that with you, because trying to tell you that it's just going to confuse you.
Having walked off the project last week following a fight with one of the other lads, Garth has decided to give things another chance.
I want to do this project, so I'm going to have to just keep to it, innit? Whatever happens, this could be the last ever opportunity I got to actually get a good qualification, so...
The project offers many of the lads the chance to make up for misspent school days.
I used to go private school, but I left from there before my GCSEs. I didn't get no qualifications from any school or any college.
You're trying to avoid getting your hands on that.
Yeah, I went to Elton Green about a year, then I got kicked out of there and I went to a unit and didn't really do no work there or anything, so I got kicked out of that.
Tighten these bolts up, and this one starts riding back up and it tightens the spring together. I had an argument with one of my teachers. I smacked him and he went down the stairs, broke his arm, and I got kicked out.
If Nicky didn't do his best on this course, please God, everything turns out OK, but if he doesn't, then I don't know, because he hasn't got no qualifications, you know, there's nothing out there as it is with qualifications.
That one's in, that one won't. I feel I can relate to these kids. All of us love speed, cars, racing. But I got extremely lucky. I was given the chance and I took it. What I have to do with these kids is at least give them the chance to do something with their lives.
Dave, can I just grab you for a second?
Eddie has appointed youth worker Vinay to keep an eye on the boys.
I just noticed you've got a bandage on your hand, so I thought, and there's a bit of an open wound there, so I thought we'll wrap that up properly. What have you done today? Because I remember you did that last week. What's this new wound you've got?
Basically, I picked a fight with someone and had a lot bigger than me and he stabbed me.
And he stabbed you, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. He's got quite a deep wound on his hand, which, according to him, it's kind of gone into his ligaments and things. So that's quite a serious damage that they've done. You know, these guys get involved with some funny stuff outside of the project. Obviously, their life still goes on.
These kids have been up to all sorts of mischief in their past. They've been fighting authority all of their lives. To get a leader out of them is going to be extremely difficult.
Eddie has arranged for a special day out to help him choose the team boss.
I'm looking for somebody who is a natural leader, somebody who can take control of a situation, somebody who's been given the respect of the other people. But most importantly, and probably the key to all of this, somebody who can communicate properly.
I reckon.
What we do today?
You know, after the first week, probably Richie has emerged as favourite for the role of team boss. But very often, somebody who does more talking, all of that chit-chat, all of that bravado business, does actually less in other aspects.
Big up to Brian, see you when I get home, peace. First bad offence that I got put in prison for, I was 16. Been involved in robbery, been involved in drugs, car theft. There's no adrenaline much like being chased by the police, like there's nothing like it. The only things I haven't been involved in is murder and probably arson.
Dave is a dark horse because he doesn't say too much, but what he does say is intelligent. He thinks about what he's going to say. He has a good analytical brain.
In total, I've been arrested for 23 offences. I think I am pretty good at breaking into cars. The fastest I've done it in is about 30 seconds. We usually just joyride about in it, and when we're bored of it, we'll blow it up.
Nicky is, again, also a naturally quiet person, but I think he's astute. I think he's very reliable, very dependable, and he has been one of the most diligent members of this group.
I've got a bad temper. If someone's pushing me to my limits, then yeah, it is acceptable that I use violence. If there was another way, then yeah, I'd use that, but if there's no other way, then of course I'm going to use violence. If carrying on the way I am, then of course I'm going to end up in prison, and I've got no one to blame, just myself.
I need these guys to be able to work in a hostile environment with each other, then we'll see who's able to emerge as a possible leader in that group.
As none of the lads have driving licences, the exercise has to take place on a private driving course in Hertfordshire. Each of them will have to drive a 4x4 around a course in the quickest time possible without hitting any cones. On top of this, Eddie's come up with a twist to see who can show initiative under pressure.
Today, You're all going to have the opportunity of driving this 4x4. And got a little blindfold here.
With a car full of revved up backseat drivers, Eddie's about to find out who can keep a cool head.
Right!
Oh my god, oh my god!
I'm not doing it. That's the end of it.
As part of his search for a team leader, Formula One boss Eddie Jordan has set his 8 car criminals a unique challenge.
Right, ready, steady. Yeah. Go!
Ready. Little right, little big right. Straight up. Right. Hit that cone, don't worry.
Right. Left.
Having split the lads into 2 teams, each member has the chance to demonstrate their communication skills by directing the blindfolded driver around a course.
Right.
A good experience. It's like nothing I've ever done before in my whole life.
Right. Big right. Bit more right. Oh, we nearly run John over.
Straight, stop.
You don't know your left right, do you? Yeah, I do.
I'm going to be glad to see what these lot do, because you got Master Controlman Dave in the back that thinks he's the Don that just messed that last one totally up, like ballsed it totally.
Okay, blindfold on.
Aaron, who's currently on a year's probation for car theft, is ready at the wheel. Team boss contender Dave has a chance to prove his leadership skills by navigating him around the course.
Slowly, go. Right, down a little bit on the right. Go. Down a little bit on the right. Go forward. Carry on going straight.
That's going to hit the cone. He's going to hit the cone. He's going to miss it. I'll hit the cone.
Hard. No, it's too hard. Not too hard.
Cone, boom!
He's got the one. You've run it over.
Go on. I can't see where I'm going, man.
Right, straighten up. Left. Oh my god. Go on, Mosh, you take over this.
You can't see where I'm going.
Left.
Dave's directions don't seem to be having the desired effect.
Slow down, left more. Right a little bit. Hard. Oh my god.
You said hard right a little bit.
That's 3.
Hard right.
Yeah, that's hard right, yeah?
Slow down, hard right.
May as well pull over now.
But that's coming for us.
You're not even going to go for it.
Where am I then? I'll tell you where to go.
I was surprised because Dave, I think, is one of the guys who could be a good leader, and based on the results that we've just seen there now, he was hopeless.
Found it funny, but then again, he let the team down. Now I feel stupid.
No, I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it.
Next up for the blue team is King.
Come on, King, you're No, that's the end of it. I'm not doing it. That's the end of it. I'm just not doing it.
Everybody have a go.
No, I'm just not doing it.
From the beginning of the project, 17-year-old King has resisted taking part in activities. He's very much the loner of the group.
Sometimes I like to be by myself. Sometimes I get aggressive. Sometimes people piss me off, so I just go pick a fight. I had the choice, I'll be a race car driver. But right about now, I don't know how to get into it, what to do to get into it, so I don't know.
King, I will look after you, man. Get in the front. Come on, get a man.
Come, King.
Listen, come on. I will look after you. Get in the front.
Trust me, it's a good experience, King, man.
Listen, you know something? No one cares. This is going to be fun.
To see who can show initiative, Eddie changes the rules.
This time, you cannot say left, right, fast, straight.
So how am I going to know where to go?
You've got to work out a system of advising him. You've got to take up...
west, north.
So just make that nice.
Actually, say that again.
Yeah, we could go... How does it go?
North,
East,
south, west.
East, west, north and south.
He's on the case. Well done, King.
Right.
Well done. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready, steady, go!
West.
It'll be a challenge for short-tempered Nicky to keep them on course.
East. He's doing all right. East. North. Stop. Done it. No cones.
See, I told you, big man.
Yeah. Nice instructions at the back, mate.
Bad.
Nice teamwork.
Big one, King. Bad.
Instruction, mate, it's all good.
Yeah, man, you smacked it.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite good about it, that I didn't hit any of the cones. I'm feeling quite alright.
With King's idea and Nicky's directions, the blue team clock up the fastest time of the day and win the challenge.
OK, we'll talk to the winners. Richie, how do you think you got on?
We had some good communicators in there today. Nick was a good communicator.
But the guy who was driving, who had to think up the strategy of the blue team, it was the King man.
King man that came up
and
with
King
it.
didn't want to drive, so why were you such an old pussy when you wouldn't want to drive the car?
Yeah, but I still did it and you're still complaining.
No, that's what I'm saying. We had to push you into doing it,
he's giving you
and
props,
you turned
man.
out to be brilliant.
Yeah.
So you've got to believe more in yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
Give yourself the chance.
Having had their temperaments tested, thoughts return to who has what it takes to be a leader.
Yeah, man, you smacked it today, man. You're cool, calm and collective, like, and you got the job done, do you know what I'm saying?
As a potential leader, Nicky is improving every time I see him. His instructions to the driver were key. He's creeping into that little group that I'm watching very closely, and he has a chance, but no more than that at this stage.
Dave might be the team leader because Dave's quite good at some of the stuff. He's not that good at communicating, as we saw earlier.
I mean, to be honest, yeah, being blindfolded and going around the track, what's the point of that? You're never going to do it. It's got nothing to do with the banger racing. It's got yes, got a little bit to do with communication, but that's it.
I don't think Dave could do it like because he's too boisterous, man. He thinks he knows too much and he's not willing to take anything from anyone else.
He's got the brains for it.
He's got the brains. He just
don't
use it properly.
Richie has it to lose. You know, I think he's emerged so quickly that he is the group leader. He does a little bit more talking than anyone else, which could be a bad thing in some respects because he likes the sound of his own voice.
I don't think I'd be a good manager because I'm quite hyper, so I think I'd be better actually doing the mechanics than actually telling people what to do.
I've got to pick the leader by the end of this week, and Richie would be the favourite as we speak, but I am sure there will emerge some very close competition in this.
Right. Shake.
Back at the garage, the course continues with brakes and suspension.
Right, do you know what all the bits are called?
You got your disc,
yep,
your caliper.
Yep.
The day started over an hour ago, but some of the lads are late. They're not used to committing to regular hours, and timekeeping has been a constant problem since the project began.
Police are all over my area looking for some muggers. Just happens that I'm a mixed race boy that matches one of the descriptions. So they pulled me over, and then my Oyster card decided it weren't working for the station.
At 21, Richie is the oldest of the lads and has been in trouble with the law since the age of 10.
I was in foster care from about the age of 15. I spent a lot of my time in a bit of a mixed up place and I went through a lot of bad patches. Like, if it weren't for this project, probably the worst case scenario would have been that I was back out in the wrong crowd of people again, causing crime, doing stupid things and probably getting arrested and back in prison by the end of this year. I'm going to scratch it.
Sometimes I worry about him because he's been to prison twice and I really wouldn't want him to go to prison again.
Aaron is the last to arrive. He was called into his local police station to collect his lost mobile phone. The police then revealed they'd found it in a stolen car.
I was driving a car, a stolen car, and I left my phone there like a dickhead, and I had all my numbers, all my house numbers on it, and then they tracked it down and I got nicked and all my fingerprints were in there as well, so this has just catched up with me now. So there ain't no more, so this is the last one. So.
With the late trainees playing catch-up, the others have to sit around waiting.
I am so bored.
I am very hungry.
Hunger is not the problem at the moment, boredom is. A bit pissed off at the people that came in late and they expect to start on the work we were already doing. I mean, me and Nick have done that with suspension and they're still trying to get theirs all on and everything. I suppose we've got to wait for them, just everyone's at different levels, so it still pisses me off where we've got to wait around and do nothing like this. I'm going to resort to destruction soon.
Nicky's finished his morning's work and has been summoned to see Eddie in his office. It gives him a chance to get something off his chest.
How are you getting on?
Quite good, yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah?
Yeah, having fun.
Is there anything that's annoying you in the group?
No one's really getting on my nerves or anything. The only thing that does annoy me is when people turn up late, because basically they're just letting the team down. That's all that I really get annoyed with.
In your view, who would make a good team boss?
I reckon Richie.
And why?
Because Richie, he stands out a bit more. He likes to have his voice heard now and again, and everyone listens to him when he does talk.
What about yourself?
I wouldn't mind being a team manager, yeah. I wouldn't mind.
Do you think you could win over the guys, that they'd respect your decision, whether it was right or wrong?
I think they respect me either way because they all like me in there. We all get on well.
Okay, thanks for now.
Cheers.
You know, a couple of days ago, I would not have put Nicky in my top 3 for team boss. But now, slowly has emerged a real candidate. He's passionate about what he's doing, and yet he's thinking about the team, not just himself. And that doesn't always happen. So he possibly should be the team manager.
There ain't a screw, there ain't a screw place for it.
Sure that's actually lined up? Yeah.
Dave's boredom has got the better of him. He can't resist trying to break into the boot of one of the test cars.
These are called tumblers. These are what makes the lock work, because the key goes through them, and then when you turn when the key goes in, it pushes them up to a certain level.
17-year-old Dave has spent the last year sleeping in a hostel after falling out with his parents. He hasn't had a permanent job since leaving school a year ago.
During school, I was bullied quite a bit. I didn't exactly have any friends. I argued with my mum quite a bit when I was at home. We never really got on, and I was chucked out at the age of 17.
I worry about David all the time. I used to think that he'd end up in prison because one of these times he's not going to get away with it.
The hole in the inside of the lock's breaking up. Open.
Before long, old habits start to surface and mischief spreads around the whole garage.
Nah, it should spin and bend all the metal on the inside.
When they're breaking into cars and stuff, they're basically ruining it for us because if they keep breaking into it, we can get these cars taken away from us, so we won't be able to learn any piece of mechanics and that. So basically, they are ruining it for us.
They've done the task, but obviously as soon as they've done the task, they've gone off and decided to do what they want to do in the workshop. And obviously, you know, if it does happen again, then I will say to Eddie that they need to leave, because it's just not acceptable.
When Eddie hears that the lads' attitudes have nosedived, he calls a crisis meeting in the workshop.
You're pissing me off. I'll find out somebody has been breaking into cars. I don't want to hear another such story. We've all agreed that that's gone out of your system. You're looking for a new future, a new life. I'm very upset with the attitude and with the lateness. Your timekeeping has been crap. That we've got 5 weeks, actually less than 5 weeks, before this race. We've a lot of work to do. And if this had been in Civvy Street and a normal job, you'd be down the road. So from now on, no more lateness, and I want 100% improvement on the attitude. No more dicking about.
Putting his search for a team boss on hold, Eddie is forced to address the more pressing matter of their attitude.
Unless they shape up, they're not going to pull together as a team. The race will be a disaster. And my name's on the line here, and I don't want to look like an idiot. I want to test their dedication. I need to see who will put serious hard graft into this.
Eddie asks youth worker Vinay to prepare the lads for some extra work.
So if you don't like what I say, don't give me the brunt of it. You can tell me.
They've no idea what they'll have to do, only that they'll have to come in on a Saturday.
Got a couple of chores he wants you to do. One of them is getting here at 7:30 in the morning. I knew you weren't going to like that.
We have to be here at 7:30.
Basically, you have to be here before 7:30, because 7:30 is when the bus leaves, so if you're not here at 7:30, they're going to go. The reaction was quite better than I expected, actually, because there was a major whoa. That was King. Obviously, he's not happy.
I'm not coming. You lot ain't seen my face 7:30 in the morning. Very sorry to say, but I'm not coming.
We're going to go out tonight as well. Clubbing or something, innit? If I come, I come. If I don't come, I don't.
It's 7:15 on Saturday morning. The first to arrive at the garage for Eddie's mystery task is Nicky.
I'm quite used to getting up early. When I was in the army, I got up pretty early. I think it does show that I'm interested in what we're doing and I want to get on with everything, so...
Although King was adamant he had better things to do on a Saturday morning, surprisingly, he's the next to show up.
I just had to see what some genius had planned for today, boy. Just had to see it.
Dave's running late.
Is he?
He just woke up about 10 minutes ago.
I thought the coach was leaving at 7:30. We're leaving, innit?
Well, she's saying half asleep. You're not coming in? Well, I don't think Eddie's going to be happy with you, bro.
The bus leaves shortly after 7:30 as promised. With 3 of the lads not showing up, the group have failed the first stage of Eddie's task. Some of the lads become apprehensive after arriving at an equestrian centre.
I'm not going near no horses. There's no way on earth that I'm getting on a horse. I don't like them at all, man. When they start galloping and shit, I fall off it. I swear down, I don't like them.
I'm not going on no horse. No way, no how, no money, no nothing. Nothing is getting me on a horse. Nothing. Nothing.
Eddie's plan to get the lads back on track proves a winner for some, but spells trouble for others.
If I thought that I was wasting my time, I'd kick you out.
Eddie has sent his trainees to some stables to instill a work ethic. Having put his search for a team boss on hold, he's decided to test their dedication to the project. Only 5 out of the 8 lads managed to turn up. The lads are about to learn how they will be spending their Saturday morning.
Good morning. I gathered that there was going to be 8 of you.
Problem. Most of them didn't turn up.
They didn't turn up? Okay, well that means you guys have got more work. All right, well if you want to come with me, I'll show you. Well, what you're going to help me with today is actually cleaning the stables out. All right, so we're going to start with this stable. As you can see, first thing to do, as you can see, most of the dirt is here. So if you look at your stable first and look and see where most of the obvious dirt is, start there. I'd be very surprised if you get less than a full wheelbarrow out of each stable.
The inner city lads aren't used to the ways of the countryside.
Stinks.
These horses don't like them. It's not bad enough I have to walk past that one right there just to get to the water thing, and he sticks his head out every time I come past.
It's horrible. I tell you, I'll give credit to the people that do this every day.
All that hay and stuff's going in my throat and my nose. I might die. You never know.
Stinks, man. I'm gonna be sick.
I'm pissed off that we have to do extra work because they decided they weren't turning up, like, just because they can't be asked to come in or can't be bothered to wake up, and that's not fair. That's not how it works in a team. If you're a team, you play team rules. Like, if Eddie says we've got to be there at 6 o'clock on the day of the race, and they can't be bothered to get out of bed, what, they're going to miss the race?
See, Eddie's getting us back because some people are turning up late and just not listening, so this is his payback, and it's a good one. I do like it.
Despite initial complaints, the lads that did manage to turn up for the task complete the work.
There you go. Now the horse has got nice clean water, nice clean bed. Got to top that up right now. Yeah.
It's judgment time as Eddie arrives to find out how well the lads have done.
How are my boys getting on?
They've done really, really well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a shock to the system.
I should
First
think it
thing
was.
this morning.
They behaved?
Very well.
Did what they were told?
Yeah, totally.
Fantastic.
You know, they've got on
Well,
with
I'm
it.
pleased to hear that. First of all, I want to say well done for making the effort on a Saturday morning. Sometimes in life you have to do jobs that not everybody particularly finds romantic or nice, but everyone in life should get their just reward. I got mine, I'm quite certain, through hard work and grafting. You'll get yours. But I am pissed with the 3 who didn't make the effort. And as a result of that, you had to go and do more work. You had to clean more stables. You all griped a bit. But your attitude was good, so your little reward will be on its way.
Satisfied the lads have put in the graft, Eddie gives them an unexpected treat.
Have you ever been at the races before?
No.
We're going horse racing this afternoon.
have some fun, enjoy the day. We're going to be in a VIP box, so well done. And I appreciate you coming out here this morning. It was very important.
Hobnobbing in the VIP enclosure is a very different way for these lads to spend a Saturday afternoon.
How are you?
Good to see you. Eddie owns a stake in a number of racehorses himself and is a regular at Sandown. He introduces the lads to Grand National winning jockey Mick Fitzgerald for some insider information.
Right, well, this is where you can see all the horses walk around that are going to run in the race.
What do you fancy? What do I fancy? I fancy this blue team.
Eddie has given the boys a chance to access the members' stand, where they have a chance to meet some famous faces.
Now, what on earth are you coming racing for wearing these terrible dark suits?
Oh, they're really nice.
What, really nice?
Cheap smutter. Cheap smutter it is.
See, what about the tic-tac? Can you do a tic-tac? I'll teach you the lessons quickly, right? Top of the head, 1. Come on. Bottle, 2. Carpet, 3. 4. Now, you've learnt how to do tic-tac. You've got to learn to dress yourselves. They should chuck you out. You're in members here. Chuck you out. You learn tic-tac and change your clothes. Horrible they are.
He complained about our suit. Did you see his trousers?
Oh.
It's crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Eddie invites the group to a VIP area for a slap-up lunch.
No, what's this?
Meat, that's chicken.
And what's this?
Is that butter? Is that a bread roll?
Nicky, you don't eat this food.
I don't eat none of that food. That's all nasty food.
What do you do? Burgers and chips and stuff?
Alright, sausage, chips and beans.
This is really nice. The salmon is just quite amazing.
I don't like them.
Most of you know that I've been involved in motor racing for quite a considerable length of time, but not many of you know about my past growing up in Ireland. From a nice family, but we didn't have any money. I did some things which I'm not particularly proud of, no different to what you've done. But I had a wish that I wanted to go into motor racing in some form or other. I then believed that this dream was achievable. And that's something that you have to make sure is in the forefront of your mind. Despite all the things that are bringing you down, always believe enough in yourself that you can achieve it.
I think for Eddie to achieve the things that he's achieved, I think is a great inspiration to all of us, and Mick as well. I think they're both great inspirations because they've basically come from similar backgrounds to us, not too much money when they were young and that, and they've made themselves something special like they are now, and I've got great respect for them. £10 Blazing Bailey, please.
And on 3.
It has opened my eyes to the other side of life, because before I used to sit there and think, because I got my criminal record and I've done these bad things, no one really wants to know, no one wants to give me the second chance, and everybody's giving me, at the moment, everyone's giving me a second chance and giving me the chance to make something of myself, so I'm appreciative of it, and it's made me realise that I can do something and I can be someone special.
Yes! Yes! Go on! Go on! Yes! Go on! Yes! And no yes! Yes! Go on! Yes! Son! Yes!
When you get that kit off, guys, don't take the rest of the shoes apart. Just get that cable out.
The following Monday, the lads are back at work, and for the first time since the course started, they're all on time.
Gently let it down slowly, yeah? Nice and slowly. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Eddie is still unhappy with the lads who didn't show up on Saturday, particularly Mosh. Since the course began, Mosh has shown up late 5 times, and his aggressive attitude has caused flare-ups.
Go on then. Go on.
Eddie has been dubious of Mosh's commitment from the beginning.
What happened to you? What happened on Saturday? Oh, I didn't feel well on Saturday. I couldn't wake up.
What?
I had a little flu and fever.
You having me over?
Pardon?
Are you telling me little porky pies here?
No. I had a flu. I couldn't wake up as well. I couldn't wake
Nothing
up
to do with alcohol?
Huh? I was out Friday night.
It was self-inflicted, wasn't it? You put yourself in the position. If you'd really cared about this course, you'd have gone to bed earlier. You wouldn't have gone out.
No, I would have woke
Because
up
I'm trying to
and
figure
I
out
didn't
what
feel
is the
well.
matter with you. If I thought
that I was wasting my time, I'd kick you out.
I'm not.
Do you know that?
Yeah. You're not wasting your time. I had a bit of bad patches here, but now I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna come early, do what's there to do.
You've got to find more commitment to this program to make me feel happy. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Go back to your car and let's make sure the car is the best in the world.
I think so.
He has a great ability and he's got a twinkle in his eye. I want to help him. But one more slip up, history for Mosh.
With a banger race looming in under 5 weeks' time and his reputation on the line, Eddie once again focuses his search for the lad that can hold the gang together and become the team leader.
Today is D-Day. By the end of today, I have to have found my team boss. To help me do that, I've set up a challenge. I want to see who can give orders and who can delegate. I particularly want to see who can keep their head under extreme pressure and who is best able to handle a tricky situation. Dave, he's one of the people I'm looking out for, but I'm not really sure how popular he is within the ranks. I'll also be looking out for Richie. He's everybody's favourite, but he himself doesn't think he's got the head for it. Nicky probably has the best attitude, but I am not sure what he's like under pressure. We haven't seen that yet. Today, we'll find the person who's got what it takes.
Eddie's military-style challenge is designed to put the lads under pressure and test their leadership skills.
Listen up, guys. There are materials hidden somewhere in this valley. We're going to have to build a bridge across this crevasse. You will be taking it in turns to be leader. You have got 1 hour, so get on with it.
By taking it in turns being leader, the lads will have to control their instinct to fight authority if they are to avoid conflict with one another. First of all, they must find the materials to build the bridge, which have been hidden under camouflage netting somewhere in the valley. Richie is first to take the leader's role.
Well, you scout the side then. You scout one side.
You're not listening, Richie.
Yeah, we'll scout down there then.
He said all of us see the key. Where was all of us at the same time?
Down there.
Exactly.
Well, you go there then and check that.
That's what I'm doing.
After 20 minutes, they still haven't found the bridge materials. With Richie separated from the group, the others are left wandering without instruction, and communication breaks down.
Marsh! Look, tyre, just there, look! Look, come down towards me! See the tyre? Behind you! I'm hating being leader. I don't like being leader. I didn't want to have to boss people about. I don't like bossing people about.
Eddie feels it's time to regroup.
Now, are you any further on in finding the materials to build the bridge?
Basically, because we haven't regrouped properly and we haven't had a chance to talk as a team.
You are talking about regrouping, and you were up there on your own, and you had 5 of your men down here doing absolutely nothing. No control, no discipline, didn't know what they were doing, no instructions.
I sent them out into specific areas by themselves. I split them up into separate people so they could scout the banks. That's what I sent them out to do.
I think we need to see somebody else.
That's fine. That's all good by me.
Give it to Dave then. He wants to do it. Let's see how good Dave is.
I'm peed off because I got shout out Eddie Jordan. Tried telling me I didn't tell nothing. I didn't give no directions and nothing. He was down there, standing there, clapping his hands, keeping nice and comfortable while we were out doing stuff. And he tells me what I said and that. Really, you don't know jack.
Hey, check! You see those planks of wood? Check up there!
With Dave as team leader, they quickly find what they've been searching for.
What we got here?
Planks, shovels, boards, everything.
Dave is keen to put his plan into action.
Right, think about how we're going to use this first, because we might not need all of it. Anyone got any suggestions?
Suggestion.
Come on.
Dave already looks like he's in control.
Just start moving it. Don't discuss what we're going to do yet. Get all the materials over there first. And Mosh, why don't you help Garth instead of taking little things?
He seemed to have a stronger sense of what was trying to be achieved, and under his stewardship, they found the material that looks like that they can build this bridge to cross.
You're going to have that one there, and you're going to have that one on the end of there, yeah? That way, you're going to give it more strength. Right, you got hold of that, Nick? Right, now lift the whole thing, one at two collapse. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, move it back. Move it back your
Despite making progress with the bridge, not everyone is motivated by Dave's leadership.
Way they win. Mosh! Go and do it. We need all the stuff down here. Just go up there and get it.
You with a when?
Dave's getting very frustrated. He is convinced no one wants to listen to him anymore. Dave?
Yes?
The armband, give it to King, please.
No, I'll go last, thank you.
King, do what you're told to do. You're the leader.
Without the captain's armband, Dave struggles to get his views across.
Listen.
Yeah, literally, look.
You're not listening, you're following your own point of view. Learn to listen.
You come up with an idea how to get someone on the other side.
You know what, shut up. I don't want to hear nothing from you, man. Shut me off.
No, he says it's got to have a slant. It doesn't have a slant.
Don't talk to me, man. You're pissing me off.
It's supposed to be working as a team.
Don't talk to me. I'll sort you out right here. Don't talk to me and don't listen. You like to have things your own way.
When have you ever been there for the team? When you're suddenly put in charge here, you're all there, all up front, all on the order about. But when we needed you, like yesterday...
No, stop arguing and just get on with it, innit?
We ain't got long.
I do have a bad temper, a rather nasty one actually. Say if someone aggravates me, they'll know about it. I'll put my fist through a window, a wall.
They're now starting to fight with each other, and this is the worst thing you could ever hope for in this situation.
But you got certain people that just don't listen, they just listen to their own advice. One time I got in a bit of fight. He ended up on the floor. Out of curiosity, I stepped in his head. And his head started bleeding, innit? So me and my boys had to run off because police and all sorts came. So we just ducked out.
King's pissed me off, yeah? He won't, like, he'll listen to everyone else's suggestions except for mine.
Yeah, I just feel like taking them out and sorting them out, you get me?
If I wasn't here, I think there'd be a dust-up between King and Dave very quickly. There's a big clash of characters there.
I'd rather walk out of this whole programme and forget the whole thing than be a team manager, especially if this can happen. If I'm a team manager, they ain't gonna listen to me.
As the challenge heads towards meltdown, Eddie's choice for a team boss becomes critical.
The team's falling apart.
I want you to lead this team.
Something bad's going to come out of this.
All we've got to do is all pick up this, put the end on there.
Eddie's search for a team boss means the lads are taking on a specially designed leadership challenge.
Yeah, so we have to take it back up and do it.
Finding someone who thinks he can lead and inspire his team is proving much harder than expected.
I ain't got no ideas. I don't want to be a captain.
I don't even know what to do. I hate doing things like this.
Are you going to do any work, or are you going to just slack around in the car?
But I'm captain. I'm the captain. I sit down where I feel like it.
You still in charge? Yeah. Don't you think you need to be organising something else alongside of this? Yeah. Well, get it sorted.
Dan, go. You know what? Being a leader, it looks easy, but it's not. I'll tell you that from now. No one listens to you. No one wants to hear your opinions.
Having found the buggy and almost completed the bridge, the lads discover not all the pieces have been provided. With nobody able to find a solution, morale threatens to collapse.
Richie, you just a while ago said that he gives up. I gave up ages ago. Everybody's upset with each other. Dave feels like he's not getting listened to. The team's
falling apart.
Yeah, bit by bit.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
The team's falling apart. Soon there'll be no team left.
As no one will listen to his suggestions, Dave decides to sit it out.
Did you give up?
Listen, I'm avoiding the fight, yeah?
Yeah, no.
Just because I try and get my point up across, yeah? King decided to try and confront me and try and start a fight, yeah? That's what I'm avoiding.
It takes a bigger man to turn and walk away and stand and fight.
That's what I've done.
Exactly. Well, why? No, you're giving up. You're avoiding it and hiding from it. Get on with it, ignore it.
After some persuading from Richie, Dave rejoins the team.
Those little ramps, they're for the boards. Get buggy halfway and then swap the boards over so you've got a ramp down.
He's right. Know that. That's the worst thing. He is right.
To complete the challenge, they must drive the buggy over the bridge without it collapsing. Without a clear leader, the challenge has taken twice as long as expected. Although all the lads struggled at being in charge, Eddie must still choose one to lead the team.
What we're trying to achieve here today is not just working as a team. I need to find a leader. Someone that can help me pull everyone together in a crisis. someone who can create that motivation. Now, I've chosen Dave. Dave, I want you to lead this team.
I don't want to do it.
Why not?
None of these, except for the exception of a couple, are going to listen to me because they didn't listen to me there and what I said was right.
Well, I'm going to take that chance. I heard what went on and I'd like you to be the team boss.
Disappointed with Dave's reluctance, Eddie pulls him aside for a chat.
I think you are the best one to lead this group. You're going to do a fine job. I'm going to help you.
How do I get it so that they actually treat me as a leader and not just someone that wants it their own way?
You'll have to earn that respect. It's life. You can become the respected leader by showing them by example, by leading them. Not by shouting at them, but by listening, offering them the chance to participate in what's happening. Not every person that ever worked for Jordan liked or respected me, but generally, over a period of time, with things that you do, how you do it, the style you do it, understanding, listening, and generally giving the best decisions, you win them over.
Even though I don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. Yeah? I'll try my best to win their respect. I'll try my best. That's all I can do.
That's all you expect.
I'll do it.
I've got to say, I think it was a shot to everyone in the team. I think it's the wrong decision because a team leader, although it's not a power position or anything, it should have been someone that everyone respects, everyone gets along with, and that can talk to the team on a serious level without anyone getting angry at him or thingy. And that's not Dave.
He's made the wrong guy captain. Like, something bad's gonna come out of this. Let's hope David knows his job. Hope he does it to his fullest, just like he said, and just hope he doesn't get certain people pissed off.
No comment.
I mean, I'm thinking in my head at the moment who I want for each job. And I'm looking at people's strengths and their weaknesses. And at the moment, because of the issues that's went on with King, I can't see any place for him.
I could be wrong, but I have a good feeling about Dave that in the end, he'll win the respect of all of them over.
I just hope he doesn't do something wrong, because I think the team's gonna kill him.
Eddie Jordan has always done things the hard way. He made his millions in Formula One, the toughest, richest and most competitive sport in the world. He's the man who discovered Michael Schumacher and single-handedly took on the might of Ferrari and McLaren. Now, Eddie is facing his toughest ever challenge. He's trying to transform the lives of 8 hardened car criminals.
He likes cars, we like cars. He's got money, we want money.
Let's see what you know about cars.
With just 7 weeks to change their attitudes.
I'm spending a lot of my time, you're spending a lot of your time. What's the problem?
He can go himself.
Make them fit for the world of work.
Conway! You're pissing me off.
And build them into a winning race team. Can Eddie get their lives back on track?
This could be your last opportunity to change direction.
Eddie's project began by challenging the lads' criminal attitudes.
This made me totally relook my way on driving and everything.
You've got to believe more in yourself. Right, and he said go, 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 go!
But turning them into a motor racing team is proving to be a much tougher task.
First thing that Mosh has to learn about karting is that the track is the black stuff, not the green stuff. That's the grass.
To make things worse, Eddie's choice of team boss,
I've chosen Dave,
led to mutiny.
Don't talk to me, I'll sort you out right ahead.
Yeah. The team's falling apart.
They're now starting to fight with each other.
Something bad's gonna come out of this.
Now, with only 4 weeks till race day, the pressure is on to shape them into a winning team.
Do you think at this moment in time you're employable? Do you think you would turn up for work?
No.
But as behaviour takes a nosedive,
I'm just not going. I don't care what no one says.
Eddie's entire project begins to slip out of control.
We're screwing up here because they are not in a frame of mind that shows me that they're that interested anymore.
Things just need to change, or it's just gonna go.
I've told you, you're at the back of the queue. Me and John are eating first. We're senior, we pull rank.
No, you ain't.
Of course we are.
At the garage in South London, the lads are midway through their course. The project has had them working towards a qualification in mechanics with the help of trainers Phil and John.
I want to get stuck in with that banger. The worst thing that could happen with my life is that if I go in and out of prison, but now that I'm doing this course for this project, I'll hopefully want to get some cities and guilds and get myself a career out of it.
By diverting their passion for cars in the right direction, Eddie's aim is to get them out of crime and into work.
If someone asks me what my job is, I don't want to say, yeah, I'm a thief. I go out there, I nick cars, I nick this. I want to be able to say, yeah, I'm a mechanic.
In just 4 weeks' time, they'll compete in the harsh environment of one of Britain's toughest banger races.
Do you guys know if this ran, this vehicle?
I don't know.
No, I've not seen this running.
So what? Done it run?
The Formula One boss's challenge is to get this unruly bunch of young offenders working in harmony. He's starting by taking them back to basics. To see how well they can work together, he's challenging them to a game of football at a Premier Division training ground.
This is just going to be one of them days, isn't it?
Today is about the constant belief of teamwork. And to achieve what we need to achieve for our race, we've got to have good teamwork. If we want to change the engine and a gearbox in 18 minutes between one practice and another, you need all of those mechanics working together as a team. They don't actually speak to each other because they trust each other, they have self-discipline, and they have the ability to be able to put all of the pieces together with a total trust with each other's partner. That's what today is about.
Dave, man on! Dave is trying his hardest, but it's just not good. I'm at this, I've already told him. I've never played the sport, never won it. Basically, when I got here, I couldn't to do it. I thought, there's no point to doing this, but I thought, well, I'm supposed to be showing a commitment. I want to keep my team captain in place, so I gave it a crack.
Come on, give us the ball back here. Kick the ball back.
Eddie Jordan made his fortune building successful teams. He wants to prove that he's just as committed to this one.
It's quite funny watching Eddie playing football because it doesn't look like he plays a lot. He's wearing jeans, he's got his jacket on. It just looks funny watching him play.
One game can't turn us into a team, only we can turn us into a team. If we pull together for this last 3 weeks, whatever, we can do it.
You've done a good job. Not everyone likes the sport, but football is a great ingredient for self-control, self-discipline and teamwork, which is all the things that we wanted to achieve here today. It's about building the team that I'm trying to put together, the best possible group of lads for this motor race.
As Eddie strives to unite his team, it becomes a struggle just to keep them from falling apart.
I don't care what no one says, I'm not getting out of the van.
We need to pull together on a serious level and start becoming a team.
Formula One Supremo Eddie Jordan is attempting to transform 8 car criminals into a race team. While he's called to urgent business in his Mayfair office, he's set the lads a challenge.
Today I've sent the lads to an adventure centre in Essex. What they're going to be learning is what I consider to be the absolute fundamentals of teamwork. They're going to have to learn how to trust each other and to communicate with each other.
But things get off to a bad start. Only 5 of them have turned up.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
And King may as well not have bothered.
It's too cold outside and I'm not going out there. I don't care what no one says, I'm not getting out of the van. I'm just not going. Now it's snowing, you expect me to climb that in the snow? I really don't think so. In the cold? No. Okay.
came to the UK from Jamaica 3 years ago. His behaviour has been a problem ever since.
Sometimes you get really aggressive. I was fighting with some guy that budged me, didn't say nothing, so I asked him what's his problem. He started getting lippy, so we started fighting. He ended up on the floor, and out of curiosity, I stepped in his head. I just deal with things as they come and they go.
Today, King is adamant about not joining in with the challenge.
The activity you're doing today, the abseiling, to start with, okay, you're going to be working with me and you're going to be working on trusting me, okay? The themes we're looking at today is a trust, and we're going to be up high, okay? So some of you guys are going to feel a bit uncomfortable, feeling a bit of fear.
If they're going to gel as a motor racing team, they'll need to learn to communicate and trust one another. And keeping their cool on the racetrack means keeping a handle on their fear.
I think the best way to conquer a fear is to face your fear full on. If you don't face it, then you're just going to be hiding from it for the rest of your life.
I get a bit scared of heights, if I'm too high, that is. My legs sort of just start shaking and feel as though I'm going to fall down.
I'm really scared of heights.
I'm going to be the most scared out of everybody, because I haven't done this for years.
I've never done it.
Well, you're going to be the scariest.
At the age of 17, Dave was thrown out by his parents for stealing cars. He's counting on the project to turn things around for him.
At times I thought that, yeah, I might slip back into crime. It's just one of those things you think, right, what are my options out? What can I do to get somewhere? This sort of thing is the last chance.
And he's showing promise. Last week, Eddie named Dave the team boss.
How do I get it so they actually treat me as a leader?
You can become the respected leader by showing them by example.
Dave's fear of heights has put him in a tricky position.
Alright, mate. Cheerio, ta-ta.
The other lads have all abseiled confidently. To live up to his new role as leader, Dave has to be seen to succeed.
If you're feeling really scared of looking down, just keep looking either at the roof of the tower or just look at me.
I can't shut my eyes either.
Put one hand down here, hold that really tight. That's it. Go as far as you think you can, yeah? Okay, come and stand back on the edge of me. It's all right, I've got you.
No.
I had a phobia of heights, just like you too, you know, David. Like, don't think you're the only person that used to be scared of heights, you know.
I can't trust myself. And I don't know why. I should be able to trust myself. Out of everyone you can trust, you should be able to trust yourself. And I can't. I just think I'm going to do something stupid and let go of it and go flying down the wall or something.
This is the one chance you're going to get to conquer your fear with everyone supporting you 150%.
Definitely.
Honestly, bro, we're all behind you, we're all rating you.
It's your decision. Do you want to have another go?
No. I got to the edge, I was all harnessed up and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get near the edge, let alone on the edge. I don't know what was going through my mind at the time, but basically it started wobbling and it scared me again, and I thought, no.
While the rest of the team spur Dave on for the next challenge, one person seems happier alone.
Yeah, enjoying sitting down playing the games on my phone. Sometimes I could socialise with people, sometimes I like to be by myself, sometimes I'm just tired of seeing people's face.
When we did the abseiling, just working on trusting me and conquering your fear of heights. What we're going to do now is going to do on the crate stack.
The aim of the next challenge is to stack the milk crates as high as possible. It's a second chance for Dave to face his fear.
Basically, 3s are going to interlock, and then you have the 4 on top.
Dave and Garth are attached to safety ropes and must trust Richie and Nicky to control them.
If the crates fall your way, get behind there. Okay?
Yep. If the rope controllers make a mistake, the climbers could fall.
It don't matter what it looks like as long as it's strong and it supports them. It's got to be strong and interlocked. It's got to be all linked together so it's strong, so it can take wobble and that.
Started to get a bit more confident when we done the crate objects. It was up, down. When they say swing off, I swung off. I'm getting a lot more confident on it. I reckon just the more time I spend on it, the better I'm going to get at it. You got me, Nick?
We was watching each other and we had each other covered, like, so at any point, even if Dave come around my side, I was keeping an eye on him and Nick was keeping an eye on Gar, so we worked really well as a team.
They're doing all right, but as they're getting higher, it seems to be getting a bit unstable.
Having been in trouble at school and in the army for violence, Nicky's been determined to turn over a new leaf on this project.
If you don't really trust people in life, then you're not really going to get any further than where you are, really.
Thank you. Hey! Nice one.
It's the first time on the course that any kind of teamwork has been achieved, but the success of these lads has been spoiled by the 4 who aren't there.
Yeah, King's definitely let the team down, but just because it was a bit cold, he didn't want to do it, and that he's let the team down. Like, this was meant to be a team activity, and he just couldn't be bothered because it wasn't something that he liked, so he didn't want to do it. That's not what to be in a team's about.
Yeah, I would have liked him to do it today because it's a team thing, innit? And like what we've been learning through this couple of weeks is team is number one. Without team, it's nothing. Like, we can't get nowhere.
Woo! Job well done, boys. Everybody give a tap on the back.
I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. I was quite relaxed in this van and warm as well.
They look like they had a good time.
Good for them. I had a good time.
I am getting more and more worried as time goes on. A lot of people are showing that they're not really team players. I think we really need to pull together. We've only got a couple of weeks left and we need to pull together on a serious level and start becoming a team.
There is potential that they can pull together as a team. Sadly, however, King is causing me serious concern. They need to learn that they just can't opt out when they feel like it.
Another key aim of Eddie's project is challenging the lads to think about the consequences of their crimes. Today, he sent Vinay, the project's youth worker, with Mosh and Dave to a meeting in Sussex.
Today they're going to be meeting up with a woman who has tragically lost her son as a result of joyriding. I'm sending Mosh because he appears to me to have no realisation about the victims of crime.
I don't care about them, and as long as I don't know them. My friend died in a car accident, but he was getting chased by the police. He had to get away from them.
I'm sending Dave because A, he's the team leader, and as a result, if we crack the team leader, it should have a big influence on the rest of the group.
Normally when I drive a stolen car, I'll drive it sensibly. Obviously, I don't want to get caught. I'm not going to go herring around the roads. But if I get chases, I usually put my foot down to the floor and just go. I'm not going to stand about.
I think he's thinking like a criminal. I think he needs to think more like a human being.
Hello. Who are you?
Dave.
Dave?
Good afternoon, Mush.
Mush?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Go on then.
Thank you.
Fight your way through the chairs. I take it you've both been in trouble for motoring offences?
Yep.
Yeah.
6 TDA offences. One was aggravated where I hit a police car. And then driving no insurance, driving whilst disqualified, driving without due care and attention.
Were you thinking about something else?
I was being chased by police.
That's my boy. He was just 20. The young lad who killed him was also not much older than you. I think he was 20 or 21. And he'd been racing up and down this country road. This young lad was going in the opposite direction. And the skid marks were shown that by the time he lost control, he was doing 70 miles an hour. This was a road 13 feet wide. My boy didn't stand a chance. He smacked into my boy head on. And my boy was thrown over a hedge, and so was his bike. And there were bits of his bike and bits of him all over that field. And I went to the hospital, and he was, of course, in the intensive care unit. And you know the machine going beep,
Yeah,
beep, beep. I was listening to this machine, and then it went beep. I heard him die. Now, how would you feel if you did that to somebody's mum, let alone killing somebody? I still can't really think about my boy without getting upset.
I thought it was going to be boring and that, but when she started chatting, she got a bit emotional as well. So I got a bit of emotional as well. Like, and what she said, everything was true. Just like that, put your foot down on the accelerator, You know, driving around bends, you can just knock someone off a bike or a person. It was worth coming, definitely.
While Mosh is shocked, Dave reacts differently.
Yeah, it's a real life thing. Yeah, it happens, but to be honest, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, I don't know, I can imagine it happening to me. Obviously, I've had my own little accident, but the way I drive, I can never imagine actually hurting someone else because I'm not one of those people that does go heavy around roads.
For Dave to be still so hard about it and not understand the grief, the turmoil that went through that woman's head surprises me and leaves me a little bit cold with Dave because I don't see how that couldn't have a major effect on everybody.
The lads are back at the garage, continuing their work towards a qualification in mechanics. So far, Eddie's lessons in teamwork haven't been going to plan. After refusing to get out of the van at the adventure centre, King's attitude problem is surfacing again.
Come out of the car, please.
No.
I'm sitting in the car. No, you are not allowed to sit in the car,
Bro,
please.
Nobody has said that apart from you. I'm sitting in the car.
Yes, because I'm responsible here. Come out.
The manager of the garage is forced to lay down the law.
Gentlemen, can you please come out of the car? If by the count of 3 you don't come out of the car, you are going to leave this premises. And I mean it. If you don't come out of this car, you are leaving here.
Why can't everybody else come out the car as well?
I'm talking to you. I say either you come out or you leave the premises immediately.
So why can't everybody else come out as well?
That is for me to decide. Take your overalls off and leave the premises. I don't want to see you here.
This man, he's a head, man. Like he knows nowhere. Why your hands touch me as well? For you right here, man.
Can't just come to my face and tell me to come out of the car. Dom, I don't listen to people like him, man. He keep telling me to get out of the car, so I just sat there, innit? Told me if I didn't get out, he's gonna kick me out, so I sat there anyway. Because if he ain't telling nobody else to get out of the car apart from me, then I'm not moving. So he told me to just take my stuff and go. So that's what I did.
He's going home. Is it? And I mean it, he's going home.
That man can't deal with me. That's it. Yeah.
King's been sent home for the rest of the afternoon.
There was a boundary, he's crossed the boundary, and that's why he's been punished for it. I've been concerned about King from day one. It seems like he's got a lot of things going on in his own life because he's actually been one of the ones who's been quite reserved out of the rest of the group. The rest of the group have gelled quite well together.
The other lads seem keen to move on with their lives and get on with the course, but for some, their pasts are proving hard to escape. Tomorrow, Miff is due in court for stealing a laptop in a house burglary. If he's found guilty, he's looking at 12 months in prison.
Yeah, 6 months back, I got nicked on warrant and now they're taking me to court for this. Could be custody, innit?
Yeah, man, he might try it, bro.
I know, and it depends where the judge is. If he's in a happy mood or in a bad mood, he can do whatever he likes.
He's here, he's working, he's shown that he's a good team worker, like, no problems with nobody, like, yeah, man, I'll be very angry if he went jail, really.
You're in court?
Yeah.
So you go down. Last time we see him, really? You reckon you're going?
Never know.
Where do you reckon you're going?
There's a high chance of it,
High
though.
chance? What's it for?
Burglary.
Keep your head up, man.
Garth was telling me about when he went inside, because he went Feltham, and I know quite a lot of people who went Feltham, yeah, who's been Feltham, and he's telling me about, it's not a nice place, like, most of the people there are always on a hype. They're not there to do their time, they're just there to show people that, yeah, I'm a bigger person, I'm in prison and that. It's not somewhere I want to go. I don't want to go prison, because I'm doing this project. It's a great opportunity for me to do something which I like doing. If you take me away from it, then it's really going to flop the rest of my life.
If we lose one of our key players, then how are we going to cope in 4 weeks when we're on the track racing?
As Eddie risks losing Miff to prison, rebellion spreads and starts wrecking his plans.
You just don't want to listen to anyone.
She just can't be bothered no more.
If that's their attitude, then really they need to be off the programme.
We're screwing up here because they are not in a frame of mind that shows me that they're that interested anymore.
Ex-Formula One boss Eddie Jordan is trying to transform the lives of 8 car criminals. But with one of them facing a prison sentence, he's worried his team is in trouble. Eddie's come to pay Miff a visit on what could well be his last night of freedom.
I'm desperate to keep hold of him. I just know that he has the potential to turn his life around. He passionately wants to be a mechanic, and for sure, prison is not the right place for him at the moment. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a bit more scared now, because it's just round the corner. I don't really want to think about the worst. I just want to think about the best bit. So I'm just going to hopefully get away with it. Or
Do you think you deserve that? A lot of people would say you don't.
I do deserve another chance because I am actually doing something with myself.
Do you think the judge is likely to give you another chance?
I don't think it's likely, but hopefully there is a chance for me. And there's no way I'll mess that chance up.
I would say a little prayer if I were you, because you need some divine intervention here.
Yeah.
It's kind of looking grim. Go on, finish me off. Well, if there's an omen, let's hope you're as fortunate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's hope you get a good result tomorrow. That's important.
I just want to make money. That's the main thing in my life. I haven't got no qualifications. The sort of ways I would make money is burglaries or shoplifting, car stereos. I've done quite a few of them. My dad passed away 2001. My mum passed away 2003. Like, when my parents was here, my whole life was alright. But when they went, it just started getting a bit mad. That's it, and it was over. Like, it was gone, everything for me. When I'm nicking cars, yeah, I get a buzz out of it because of the driving. But burglaries, I don't get a buzz out of it. I'm not just breaking into somewhere for fun. I'm breaking into it to make something out of it.
Game over.
It's judgment day for Miff. His future now lies in the hands of the courts.
We're at Stratford Magistrates Court, E15. I'm here for my sentence for burglary case, which I'm gonna get sentenced today. I don't know what's gonna happen. My solicitor told me I'm most probably looking for a prison sentence, which hopefully I don't, because it's gonna make me lose out on this course what I'm doing.
I don't think prison's the right thing for Miff. I don't think this is, for him to go to prison sets him up to fail for the next, for the future. Rather than sending him to prison, I strongly believe that, he should be given a chance to complete the project. That's my main concern here.
I've already been taught my lesson, and I'm just going the straight way now. I'm just trying to sort myself out.
This is a turning point for him, really, and I don't want him to lose out on this opportunity. That's the reason why I'm here.
To tell the truth, yeah, I feel a bit scared. As in, I'm gonna be locked up, because really there's nothing better than freedom, innit?
Okay, well, good luck. All right, thanks. Hopefully we'll see you outside.
As this is Miff's second conviction for burglary, it's unlikely that the judge will have much sympathy. Two hours later, Miff's fate has been sealed.
Well, basically, I got sentenced to 18-month probation, 120-hour community service, and a £400 fine. £400 fine, that's a lot. Get me, but good news, he never went to prison.
I hope he's learned a lesson from this, because he's literally got off of this from the skin of his teeth. And if he wasn't involved in this project, he would be going to prison right now as we speak.
Thanks for that.
You can't get more of a tough wake-up call than the threat of going to prison. So I hope that Miff takes advantage of that and actually makes the best of his life.
Eddie's been called with the news on his way back from a lunch meeting.
Miff should be very happy about himself at the moment, and any amount of hours, he should be so grateful to get this second chance, third chance, fourth chance, whatever it is.
but this is the last one.
There's important work to be done at the garage today. Tomorrow sees their first course assessment. It'll be their toughest mechanics test so far. But today's turnout is the worst since the project began.
I've got 3 guys that have actually bothered, and that's Nick, Aaron and Miff, and that's it. We've got this banger race coming up, we want to win. And you know, if they're not prepared to pull in as a team, then we'll just have to use what we've got left. There's only so much I can do. I can wave a stick at them, but if they're not going to turn up, they're not going to turn up. So if that's their attitude, then really they need to be off the programme, as far as I'm concerned. You've got to play the game, my friend. You shouldn't be drawing on the chair, should you?
So far, progress on the course has been dogged by court appearances, continual absences and plummeting attitudes.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the car started so we can pump the brakes and try to test if the brake servo is working, but it's not starting and we don't know what the problem is.
Thank you, gentlemen. Turn the wipers off, can you please?
This is their last chance to practice before their important test. With only 3 lads present, Phil's patience is severely tested.
They've been given the opportunity that a lot of guys don't get, so they need to show willing. I can't motivate them, they've got to motivate themselves. It's got to come from within, and if they're not prepared to do that, then, you know, we don't need them in the group, quite honestly.
It's gone lunchtime, and 5 lads are still missing. Even Dave, who's supposed to be leading the team, has failed to show up. The trainers are worried that the lads are in danger of failing tomorrow's assessment and ultimately messing up their chances of finding work as mechanics after the project.
I feel very definite lack of either understanding or awareness or care. Is it us that's to blame? Are we not getting the message across? Either egos have taken over or whatever, but I'm clearly not happy. I don't understand that they're not jumping.
I mean, you know, I can push these guys so far, but I can't drag them in. You know, it's almost like they start motivated, then they run out of steam by the end of the week.
You're only as good as the best guy that you've got, and you're as bad as the worst guy you've got. And if the worst guy is bringing the rest down, then you have a very dodgy team.
You know, we have to deal with it because it's affecting the rest of the group. They'll do the things when they want to do it, and when they don't want to do it, well, that's...
They turn up when they want, they slag off this, that and the other. They don't understand that we are giving our time, our effort, to them.
If they don't want to be here, when I'm here on the Monday, Thursday and Friday, the door they came in from, the door they can go out from. So some of these guys have already started to flush their careers down the toilet.
We're screwing up here because they are not in a frame of mind that shows me that they're that interested anymore.
The day of their first crucial assessment has arrived. Eddie has set up a great opportunity to demonstrate their new skills in front of some important people in the motor industry. But some of the lads just don't get it.
Well, we've got no Dave. He's overslept. Not really good enough. Garth's late. He's got lost on the way. How can a guy get lost? He's been coming to us for 4 weeks. And we've got Aaron, who's had a crash on his push bike and ripped his tag off. So until he gets the tag back on, he can't really go outdoors.
Phil decides to pick Garth up en route.
Move your ass, boy!
I'm not too happy about it at the end of the day, but there's not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately.
All right, guys, good afternoon. Okay, what we're going to do is split you up into 2 teams, and you're going to go around each car individually and fill in a checklist as if you were doing a service in the main dealership. Have a look, check them over for faults, and if you've got any questions that you need to ask, just ask us.
The 2 teams must compete against the clock to diagnose faults on 3 cars each. 3 weeks into the course, it'll be a telling test of how they might fare in a real workplace.
It's a discipline. It's also about teamwork. It's about motivating each other.
Come on, Nick, get them through it.
but it's also a way of working in the best surroundings and to see how they will discipline themselves for a future employment and future activities.
Okay, just pick a vehicle, guys. Which one do you want to go for first? I know that was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, we've got all these sheets to do.
All three of them.
Blimey, we'll be here till tomorrow.
No.
While one team get off to a good start, something seems to be up with Miff. Having turned down a snack lunch, it's not just food he's lost his appetite for.
Miff, what's going on?
Huh?
What's the problem?
Well, I can't work on an empty stomach.
You're too hungry?
I don't like brown bread with a sandwich. That's not nice. And I don't like cheese and onion pasty. And I don't like sausage roll, whatever it is.
Miff, I'm disappointed, I have to tell you, because I thought everyone has pulled more than their fair share for you.
Since receiving his sentence, Miff has been miserable.
I would have been better off going to prison instead of paying them £400 and 1.5 years probation and serving 120 hours community service. I don't like that, and I'm not going to pay them no money, and I'm not going to do none of my probation.
But you realise what a prison sentence does for you?
I know, I do
Put you in a
realise.
different, and once you go to prison, you know, the likelihood, statistics show that very often you go back again. My view is, I don't understand, and I'd still like you to go and work on the car.
I can't work on empty stomach.
You can't work on an empty stomach. This is, for me, is a form of selfishness. He knows very well that the two other people in his team are going to have to do more work to get it done on time. I'm bitterly disappointed because I thought Miff was a far better person than this. Ever since the court, Miff seems to have become another person.
You're going to check the wipers.
Next door, the other team are doing much better, with Nicky taking the lead.
Screen wash. Except that one.
Nick obviously doesn't mind writing, which is quite unusual with a group like this, and he's working really well as the leader.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what was the pressure?
No.
This team are working in harmony. They're getting on with it. They're well on track to have the job completed in the 1.5 hours, which has been given to them as a deadline.
Is it me or the window is gone there?
Okay, we're going to look at this one next, guys.
At this moment in time, they're well ahead of the game.
If they win, they're not going to win nothing, so I'm not really bothered about it.
It's probably not a fair competition now because losing 33% of your workforce is not going to be a very easy task for those guys to catch up.
We could do a little bit more speed, but then again, I don't want them to miss anything, so I expect to get it right.
Midway through the challenge, Miff's not the only one letting his team down. There are problems next door too.
Leave the money on the TV and probably eat before we go.
A bit disappointed in King having his phone switched on and that going off while he's trying to do some work. Come on in, King, let's get it back on.
Oh, King and his phone, it's just non-stop. He's always messing about with it. He's getting phone calls and he just don't want to listen to anyone when they ask him to turn it off.
Whose phone is that, yours?
Being deep poo in my classroom, you did that.
After a week of disruptive behaviour, King's card is marked.
My phone isn't ringing every minute, but it seems like that man had a problem with it, but boy, I'm a busy man, innit?
Okay, guys, team over in workshop 2 there. Garth, Nick and King, we managed to find faults on 3 cars. I believe the other team, unfortunately, only did manage to do 2 cars, so that team was the winners this afternoon.
Because Miff didn't join in today, yeah, that's the reason I reckon we lost today. Because there was 3 against 2, innit? That's why we lost. So if Miff was there working, that means 3 on 3 we could have won.
I'm angry about it. I'm more than angry, I'm really disappointed because I felt that Miff, more than anyone, portrayed and outlined to me his total desire to be a mechanic and to find qualifications to get to the stage that he would be working on nice cars for his life and his career. And I can't see how he can possibly achieve that if this is the way he's going to just willy-nilly opt out.
Despite Eddie's efforts this week, some of them still haven't learned how to work in a team.
I feel the group's falling apart as a team. I mean, people are coming in when they want and going home when they want. Everyone's trying to get out of it, do whatever they want to do. So I think the teamwork sort of died.
Determined to regain control, Eddie has called everyone back to base for a meeting. But after a day of being told off, King decides he's had enough.
We got into, I think it was Streatham or something like that. And King slid the door open in the middle of the road and just ducked off and said, bye, see you later. People tried to stop him and he just done it disrespectful, he just didn't care and just ducked off.
King, he's the one that looks like he's just gonna forget that. She just can't be bothered no more.
This could be the last straw for Eddie as his project heads towards meltdown.
I have to decide whether I'm getting the response from you guys or not. I've made a decision. It's finished.
Eddie Jordan's project has reached breaking point. King has proved untamable.
Right, man. This man, he's a man.
Myth has decided he'd rather be in prison.
I'm not going to pay them no money and I'm not going to do none of my probation.
The team boss has vanished and attendance has fallen through the floor. Even rounding the lads up to discuss it has proved impossible. On the way to the meeting, King jumped out of the van at a red light.
That shows that he's not committed to it. He's done it before where he's just sat in the van all day and he ain't bothered to come out and do any work.
He's acting like a child. He needs to realise, he needs to take a step into reality, he needs to take a step into real life and realise that he can't do that all through his life.
I don't think he should really be given this opportunity if he carries on the way he's going.
Eddie's attempts to turn them into a team have failed miserably. His entire project is disintegrating.
I've convened this, what I consider a crisis meeting, about where we are. We've got a couple of weeks to go before the all-important day with the banger race. There's 5 of you here now. There was 3 here the other day. King jumps out of the van. We're losing the focus. I'm not happy. And we need a motivation and a teamwork and everyone working for everybody else. We've got some guys who are willing and happy to be part of it. And what's happening is some others are drawing and dragging the rest of us down. Miff, what's the problem with today?
Everything.
I think you've gone downhill.
I'm angry with the judge, she's pissing me off. That's why I might be having my mood swings and I have to pay them £400.
You feel now it would have been better if you'd gone to jail and got it out of the way. Do you still believe that?
Yeah. So then
I don't understand that. How long do you think you'd have got in jail?
Only 4 months.
When I got put in prison the first time, it messed my head up more than ever because it gives you all this time. You're locked up in that cell and you're sitting there riding bang up, like looking forward to coming out for an hour, bro, to play a couple of games of pool and have a shower. Everything's all messed up, like it's like a reverse world, man. Everything, you borrow something, you have to give double back.
As far as I'm concerned, I would crawl Mount Everest rather than go to jail. I'd love to smack them. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to give one of them a smack around the head and say, you get on with it and stop snivelling. I'd love to smack Miff today. I have to decide whether I'm getting the response from you guys or not. I want you to understand, we're not doing this for ourselves. It's not me I'm worried about you. What's the problem?
Nothing.
Come on, tell me you're laughing. What's the big deal?
Nothing.
I don't see this a laughing matter. I'm spending a lot of my time, you're spending a lot of your time. What is the story with you fellas?
Miff and Mosh, they seem to just take it as a joke. They don't really care. But if that's the way they want to be, then they're not really going to get far in life.
Tell me, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time?
They're just sad people, really, if they can't accept the way they're being, and that this is basically like a job.
I just don't know what we need to do. I want to help them, and 90% of the time they don't want to help themselves. And you feel you're banging your head against a brick wall. Now, if this was normal business, you'd say, forget it, just not going to happen. But I'm not prepared to do that. I've got to strive to make sure that this happens. What's the story? What do you think?
A lot of people thought this was going to be an easy ride. Yeah, I'm going to be on TV, all happy, really happy like Truffy. Yeah. I'm going to go and get an apprenticeship, I'm just going to do a bit of mechanics, a bit of filming. Thought it was a piece of piss. and they've been shocked because it wasn't as easy as they thought it was going to be. When we first started, the teamwork was there, yeah. There was people like we was bonding, we was getting on with each other, and then like slowly but surely, like it just feels like everyone's just going off to do their own thing, and they're more interested in just doing it for themselves.
People need to understand it's not always like so easy to get here, you know. Like for where I live, if I miss a train, I'm not gonna get the train until see it. So I'm saying now.
Okay, stop. What happens if you get a job and you decide not to turn up because you missed the train, man?
But I'd have a car.
You what?
I would have a car.
You've got to work to get the car, to pay for the car.
I would have a car.
Let's assume you haven't got the car yet.
Then I would actually have to get up early.
Exactly.
And
Why can't you do that for this?
Because you know what, like I can honestly say, yeah, I get up early, but since I've come off my tag...
You think at this moment in time you're employable? Do you think you would turn up for work?
No, I wouldn't. Because I'm a bit too lazy.
We're looking at this as your turning point. Once you've dealt with that, that's all done, that's in the past. Then you move forward. You can only change what you've done today and move on into tomorrow and look at your future, basically. And that is what this project is about today and tomorrow.
Take the chance that you've got. Come back fighting. Right at this moment in time, I'm frustrated, I'm tired, but I've got to pull myself together and I've got to lead these guys.
Things just need to change or it's just gonna go simple.
But I want to be tough with them. I don't have any problem being tough with them and demanding certain things because I think it's the only thing that they can really respect. And at the moment, we seem to be in a situation where it's all too easy to misbehave and get away with it.
After reading the riot act, Eddie wants to show them he means business. And one lad has let the team down, time and again.
Oh, King and his phone.
Man, your hands touch me as well, motherfucker. F*** you right here. I don't care what no one says. I'm not getting out of the van.
But he doesn't want to listen to authority.
King slid the door open in the middle of the road and just ducked off and said, bye, see you later.
She just can't be bothered no more, innit?
You are not being fair to yourself because you're pulling yourself back down by some of the decisions that you make.
At the time, I didn't think there were mistakes because obviously I did them.
At this moment in time, I think it has been a form of disruption which hasn't been good for you and it certainly hasn't been good for me. I've made a decision. You are not best suited. This is not really for King. And right now, I have decided that it is better for you that we stop the project with you. And I have to say to you, it's finished.
It's his decision. I ain't got nothing to say about it.
I'm sorry, he has been severely disruptive. But if I didn't take this decision with King today, it would become a free-for-all. I'm not prepared to accept that.